All right, guys, we are back, and it's your boy Q. Up next, we have Sauce Walka attacks Drake for using Houston culture to boost his career and not giving back. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen Drake recently, just got his Texas ID. Seems like he's definitely like making it his second home officially. I feel like it's kind of been that way for a long time, probably since the start of his career. Another tidbit you guys might not know: when he first tried popping, it really didn't go as planned, so they sent him down to Houston, and that's where he basically like engulfed himself in the culture, which is why you probably hear him reference it in his music all the time. But Sauce Walka's not feeling that. Obviously, he's a Houston native. But yeah, enough dilly dallying. Shout out to Chig Smooth for the video. Again, it's entitled Sauce Walka attacks Drake for using Houston culture to boost his career and not giving back. He even has like a day out there. There's like a Drake day in Houston.
Really, you guys? This is what we're doing now? This is called extortion 101. When is somebody gonna be bold enough to call it for what it is? To all you artists out there, Drake does not owe you a goddamn thing. Just because he loves your city, just because he shouts out your city in every song, doesn't mean that Drake now has to do a song.
He doesn't have to do a record with you. He doesn't have to give you money. But you forget that this is their city. And when you're traveling around somebody else's city, kind of important to make sure that like you're good out there. Already being such a huge superstar, you're already going to be seen as a lick. So you want to kind of minimize risks, and that comes with having great relationships with people in Houston, which he does have some good relationships. He has Jay Prince and his son, and honestly, they're definitely certified down there. But I feel like you do want to minimize any type of potential strife. You do be out in the city, fam.
On with every artist from your city. Now today on the Breakfast Club, salute to Charlemagne, Sauce Walka was up there and they were talking about Drake. He goes on to call out Drake for not giving back enough to Houston. Now I'm gonna play the clip shortly for you guys, but I'm sure you guys should know by now.
There's something to that because a lot of people in Toronto I've been seeing are kind of saying the same thing.
And now, Drake has always shown support for Houston throughout his entire career. The two guys that basically discovered him are from Houston, Jazz Prince and Jay Prince. He's also worked with several artists from Houston like Bun B, Travis Scott, and Beyonce. The man's career literally started in Houston, but here's what Sauce Walka said.
Saying it was it's not make-believe, it's simple, it's not fucking rocket science, it was simple shit. If you in this city and you saying, like what you just said that it wouldn't be no
Drake without Houston.
It wouldn't be no Drake without Houston. Okay, so at the time, why did Drake not? And still to this day, why did Drake not have no bunch of records with Houston artists? You didn't doing that with Atlanta.
He did early on, and then after that, I think it's just because there's like, not to say that there's no one hot down in Houston right now. You do have Meg Thee Stallion. Sauce Walka did drop a project that was really good, but he's not on the level of some of these other superstars that Drake has kind of like opted to go collab with instead, like a Future or 21 Savage. So yeah, like I feel like Drake does. I feel like most artists are gonna usually chase like the hottest features. If that means going somewhere else to find those hits, then they're gonna go somewhere else to find those hits. He does love Houston. He's down there because obviously he feels somewhat comfortable after the beef. Like he did like sell his house in LA, and he did like leave Canada because there was a shooting at his house, and a security guard got shot. So I know that could definitely put you on edge, and we can't really blame anyone like per se, because at the end of the day, most of these celebrity homes are all online. Like I remember back in the day, I live in LA, and they'd have star maps on sale on like Hollywood Boulevard, a map of all the stars' homes. You can go to Paris Hilton's house. You can go to freaking Johnny Depp's crib. You can go to like the Neverland Ranch. You can go to like Michael's estate in LA. And dude, it was information that was readily available. But now I can only imagine. So yeah, man, you do want to have like peace of mind when you're at home. That should be your sanctuary.
If you love Atlanta, and he got it's 7, 8, 9, 15 artists that you got songs with in Atlanta. Because why? Not only does
a full album with Future.
Not only does you know that the city of Atlanta was gonna look at you weird for not doing that, look at you and feel a certain type of way by you not making those songs and making those moments with that city, but you knew that it was also beneficial for you as an artist to make music with these songs, because the leveling of stardom and momentum, it feeds each other, versus you feel that I'm just the A-side artist that's lifting up.
Yeah, I feel like in most cases the artist is gonna go with whoever's hotter for the feature. There is times obviously when these people like, all right, see like a young act or a new act, and either they believe in them or they see the buzz that the person is generating, and they're thinking like preemptively and like working with this artist before they pop off, because it's almost like a certainty at that point, and they build a rapport with that artist. definitely occurs that way too. Drake has definitely put in a whole bunch of work with them Atlanta artists though, which is smart. Like it's definitely smart.
This musician, but as far as the city of Houston, you looking at it for the market share. All of these country ass people in Houston, they got all of this land, all these clubs, all these women, all these people in these big ass arenas and events that's going on, but they don't have a large community and representatives of people that are knowledgeable about the music industry, that have resources that can say, hey, y'all been around this artist and you helped them, you was in the studio when they was making that song, you told them to add this and this on the hook, you get a couple writer points for that. Or you was up in there when you made the beat, you supposed to get, okay, y'all was in the, you brought him to Houston and you took him to this club, you took him to this hood and you introduced him to Charlamagne. It's a feature in the song come behind that. In every other city, it's a long list. California, it's a long list of artists from the Bay all the way to LA. They got Drake's songs with Drake. So how did Drake love Houston so much at that time and not have music with artists that you are uplifting from this community? Fuck me, I don't care. It's bigger than me. I didn't care about the song with me.
Making a whole lot of sense to me.
Know what I'm saying? But
you know what? At least that is dope. He's not just like making it about himself. He is like making it about the whole city of Houston. Yeah, I just feel like, you know what, these artists, like most artists, are definitely very opportunistic. And even if they work with a young artist, it's more than likely because that young artist is going to be a superstar whether they're there or not. The Migos was going to be the Migos if they had that Drake feature or not, you know? And it's like, it definitely helped. We can't say it didn't help. But, dude, their trajectory was out of here anyway. They were going to be superstars regardless. So it's definitely like beneficial on both sides, I would say.
But what I would like from then to now, Travis Scott is the only rapper that still got a song with Drake. Travis Scott, again, what I just said earlier, it makes sense. It's an equal trade. It's not necessarily like, oh, bro, I'm helping Houston and changing your life and changing your career. And it's bigger than just saying, oh, well, person wants the Drake stimulus package. Bro, fuck all of that. It's about fair exchange in business. If you are using the lineage and the
yeah, man, that title is super out of pocket. I don't see him attacking Drake at all. I think he is making a lot of sense. It's definitely like something to think about, you know? Like at the end of the day, we can't tell anybody who to work with, but it would be nice for like somebody that does revere the city so much. There's definitely a lot of dope talent down there. We've seen them pop off. Megan is from Houston. We've seen a lot of it pop off over the years. Just that right now there's no one on that level. I mean, Meg, obviously, but no one other than really Meg. Like, who else? Like, they used to have a huge scene. Houston used to be like lit. Like, dude, Slim Thug, just like all the Swisher House stuff that was coming out of there. Texas at one point did have a run. It's just been a minute. And like Beyonce is from Texas, but you don't count in this conversation.
The culture of somebody's city or somebody's hometown and backyard, do something that helps not yourself and your more of your notoriety for your own benefit with the ladies and the people in the city. Do something that actually makes the economy of that city and music and musicians bigger and greater. So therefore we can have Rolling Loud in Houston. We can have more young artists performing on bigger platforms, Jimmy Fallon and Jay Leno and all this other.
If he did like a Houston festival and put on a bunch of those like Houston acts, sort of like, people are going to say he copied Ken and Friends. But if he were to do something like that and show love to the city, him attaching his name is obviously going to bring eyes to it. Yeah, I feel like the route that you should go is something that he already did. Like partner up with a YouTube or a Netflix or Amazon or something like that and stream this and get it out there. Maybe that could change some of the narrative. At least amongst the casuals and
other shit, because an artist of this magnitude is living in our backyard. That's all I was saying. Not just for me, just for anybody.
Literally living.
Now you guys cannot tell me that does not sound like extortion. Hey, I brought you to this club and I plugged you in with this guy, so give me a feature. And
nah, that's not extortion, fam. That's not extortion, Chigs. That's like kind of rage baiting, fam. Like, he's bringing up a major point. You're in the city, you're like, you reached out to somebody else for help and they helped you out and look where you are now, one of the biggest artists of all time. It would be very smart to like pass that olive branch to somebody else, you know? So I don't see nothing wrong with it. I see nothing wrong with it. Also, I do see, a reason why like Drake goes with some of the features he does is the other person is hot. They're buzzing. They just had the song of the summer. They're the new it thing. Of course, you're going to associate yourself with that. I feel like anyone that's in the business of making money in music is going to make those decisions. You got to look at like what's going to yield you more. And it's sad that it is that way, but that's what the music business is. Right now, if you're gonna be a major like pop artist, you're gonna be riding on like algorithms and research and data like heavily.
And let's be honest, Houston does not produce rappers and superstars like ATL does. Damn near every year for the last 10 years, there's been at least 2 or 3 hot rappers from Atlanta. Those guys.
Yeah, but you could say Atlanta's pretty much had a chokehold on rap, period. Even the artists that aren't from Atlanta sound like they're from Atlanta. You do have dope pockets in LA. A lot of this stuff is regional other than Kendrick, really. YG has been actually really regional for the last like few years, and that's somebody that is a star. Detroit has like some cool talent. Like New York has kind of been like, dude, ever since Pop died. I think after 50, it kind of like, at least the state of hip hop in New York, I feel like they've kind of been in shambles looking for like an identity, and we've had stuff hit here and there. Thankfully, we do have Cardi, but like, yeah, other than that, we haven't really had anything consistent. And even with her, she hasn't dropped a project since what, 2017. So yeah, obviously Atlanta, you're gonna get the bulk of the music is coming out of there. So you'd be crazy to think that the bulk of the features wouldn't be coming out of there as well. That's how numbers work, Chigs. It's that's how numbers work. If most of the big acts are coming from this city, most of the features more than likely are gonna come from that city. We have the internet, bro. Maybe back in the day it was the case where like you'd work with just basically people that were in your region because it was a lot harder. Now with the internet, dude, you send a whole project of beats to like another artist and collaborate and make a record and never see each other face to face in an actual studio. Times have changed, man. But it would be dope for Drake to do something for the city, especially because like, yo, you're over here like living it up. Especially because he does say he loves the city so much. And it gave him a Drake day. It's not like he's just living there. The dude has like a day from like the city. If I'm not mistaken, he might also have like a key to the city. So that's different than somebody that's just coming and moving in. I don't think that's extortion. That's like, hey man, you got a key to the city. You say you love this place. Like do something for this place. Because to say there's no talent there, it's ludicrous, bro, and erroneous, fam. Obviously there's talent in Houston. How many hit records have come out of there? It's just that it's been dry, other than like a person here and there, like a Meg. So yeah, but to say there's no talent over there, it's freaking nuts. Like there's been a few people that come out of Texas, period. But yeah, so I don't think he's extorting him at all.
Come out and they show Drake love, they fuck with him. Houston is unfortunately not producing talent like that. But listen, I get it. Now is the time for any and everybody to dogpile Drake, call him a culture vulture, complain about what Drake did not do for you. But at a certain point, we gotta be realistic with some of these complaints.
It's crazy because he's being the opposite of realistic. I think some of it, you can't be believing all this stuff. Like I said, like there's no denying Drake's stature in the game. But we're talking about him doing something for the city. Like I don't see how that's extortion. Like, dude, you have a day here. You just became a freaking resident of Texas. Like you say you love the city. There's talent there. Most of the times talent has to be developed. The right cosign with the right person and the right sound, dude, they are out of here, fam. That's all it really takes. So I don't really think it is asking much.
Sauce Walka, you were literally just in the club with Drake 2 weeks ago, and you had a very lengthy conversation in his ear while music was playing and women were around. Did you ask him for a feature and he turned it down? Is this where all this anger and frustration?
He didn't ask for a feature though.
Frustration on Drake is coming from? Matter of fact, let's take it off Drake and put it on you for a second. You love to go to New York City. You got a bunch of videos of you being in New York City. You love the chopped cheese. You love the women, the vibe out there. I haven't seen you make that many records with a lot of New York City rappers, Sauce. And no, this is not me glazing. I know some of you guys are going to be ignorant.
No, I think it is. It's a two-way street. He may be out there, and it may just be that the New York rappers don't want to collab with him. It could work both ways, you know? So you can't really say that he's not trying to make records with people out there. It may just be that they're tapped into their own sound and world. That could very well be the case.
In the comments, I just gotta get that out. Sometimes we just gotta use logic here. But you guys get in the comments.
Yeah, I mean, if you were hearing the same thing you just played, I feel like he wasn't asking for a feature for himself. He wasn't asking for anything. He actually made it clear it wasn't about him. For Drake to, I think, have a key to the city, but at the very least, he has a Drake day and he's now a resident. I think it'd be awesome for him to do something there. If he really does say, if he loves the city how he says he does, like, I feel like this is some way to give back. Like, bro, when you got down there, you wasn't the dude that you was when you left. A lot of your character did change when you went down there. Like, you took in the culture, and this is something that's been floating around the industry for a very long time. When you first tried to like come out, it just wasn't hitting, until you went down there, and then your image and branding completely changed. And obviously Jay Prince and his son, they get finder's fee for all this stuff because it wasn't working for free. And it's another reason why they are so vocal when it comes to like anything surrounding Drake. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you guys think Sauce Walka was attacking Drake? I personally don't think so, like honestly at all. I don't know what he heard to like get that. But yeah, there's been a lot of people that say he's if enough people are throwing these allegations, then there's gotta be like some type of truth to it. Obviously, a lot of people will go further than that and just spew nonsense. But bam, where there's smoke, there is fire. So if you want to counter out that, throw some water on the freaking fire, bro, and do some things that are gonna ingratiate you back with the people again. But definitely let me know in the comments what you guys think. Definitely hit the like and subscribe button, guys. It does the channel wonders. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you love the video, and I hope to see you guys soon. Yeah, man. I don't think he was freaking extraordinary dude at all, fam.